Good morning, everyone. Hillbilly Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Gardening, Canning, Recipes, a little bit of everything. Today is September the 1st, and as we've been talking about in our previous videos, we are getting ready to plant our fall garden. So stay tuned. We have done our first pass with the tiller. Here are my bell peppers that I've managed to keep alive throughout the summer. You can see they are still producing. I've got some basil out there and some sage that I transplanted from some pots. I might have to trim that basil back a little bit. These are the tutume squashes that I was telling you about. I planted these probably about a month ago. And the reason why I planted them in August here is because I grew them last year, but I planted them in the spring with the rest of my garden. And they didn't really produce. It was almost too hot for them until the fall. And by then, you know, the heat had already taken its toll on much of the foliage and it looked pretty raggedy. So this year I planted it in the middle of August or around the 1st of August, and I think it's going to do just fine. I'm already seeing little squashes in there, and you can see it's flowering, and it looks almost like zucchini and summer squash, only it grows like cucumbers and my cantaloupes, and so we do trellis them to keep them off the ground. And I've been training this one since I planted it and since it started coming up. But you can see the first pass, we got quite a bit of work done. We have some tomato plants back there that we're trying to salvage, and we think that we might be okay until the first freeze. We've pruned them back a little bit, dug up around them. So anyway, we're fixing to get started planting some of our things. Some of it we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. We do still have some pretty hot weather in September in Texas, so we will plant what we know we can today and get it going, and hopefully we'll be able to share with you our fall and winter garden. Okay, you just saw my Husqvarna at its very best. We're preparing our soil. A lot of the things that I'm getting ready to plant has very little seeds. Lettuce, celery, rhubarb, beets, onions. So we have to make sure and get our soil just as fine as we can get it. And then once we get them in the ground, we're going to have to keep them wet until they start sprouting. September 1st today here in Texas, we'll be able to have fresh spinach and salad makings and all that probably well on into December or January here. Sometimes we don't even get our first freeze until close to Christmas, but somehow I think this year is going to be different. I think that we've already started out with a very cool September. We had a very cool August too, and so I'm thinking that it's probably going to be a little bit sooner, maybe around our first frost, maybe around the end of October, 1st of November this year. Ain't nothing like the smell of dirt when you're getting ready to plant. You can see how fine my soil is starting to look here. We've added some organic matter. We did that a couple of weeks ago, and we've let it, we've tilled it in and we've let it sit. So we're getting ready to plant. I've smoothed out the soil in my little onion bed here, and I've already got my little tag so I know what's there. So now it's time to plant. I'm going to plant these little seeds probably about a ½ inch deep. Now it's time to plant my spinach. I've raked up 10 by 3 foot swatch here next to my onions. These grow plants that are about 25 inches across. So we're going to plant them about 6 to 12 inches apart. I got the spinach planted. You planted those about 1/4 inch deep. I did put them, like I said, about 12 inches apart. Probably have about 10 heads in there. Hopefully that's going to come up really good. Now I'm fixing to start on my cabbage. I've raked my little area. Cabbage goes in really shallow, and it says that it's not going to start doing good until we hit 75 degrees during the day. But that's with it already leafing, so I'm going to try something this year, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the ground now, because I think by the time it does come up, we probably are going to be 75 degrees during the day. Now it's time to plant the red romaine lettuce. Remember that on some other videos I tell you that we get our seeds from Baker Heirloom Seed Company. These are all non-GMO heirloom seeds. We have terrific luck with them every year. We're able to harvest some of ours on our own. The way you plant red romaine lettuce is the seed sits almost right on top of the ground. So I'm going to rake this over and smooth it out, and then I'm going to sprinkle my seed, and then I'm just going to rake it a little bit, and we're going to wet it down real good. I got my red beets in the ground. These need to be grown on a row. Anyway, now it's on to my turnips. Got them turnips in. You just broadcast them on top of the soil and lightly rake over them. Next, I got me a little old row here of radishes. I built me a row up, and I've just sprinkled the seeds right on top. And now I'm just going to take my rake and I'm going to rake over them and cover them just a little bit. Okay, y'all. I got it done. It's been an all-day thing. Still have a couple of things that I'll plant probably around mid-September. I have some iceberg lettuce and I have some celery that I'm going to put in the ground, but I'm just afraid that these next couple of weeks are still going to be a little too warm for it. It's taken me all day to do this, but it's going to be very, very well worth it when this stuff starts coming in. So stay tuned to my channel. Maybe we can learn something together on fall gardening here in Texas. Thank you for watching. We ask that if you like our videos and like what you see, that you please subscribe to our channel. Take care and God bless.